Workshop Wednesday Rewind with Dr. KiKi.
What are some of the current mental health services that are available through this TSU Shape Initiative, and how can parents, students, and teachers find these resources? Because as we just stated, right now, people are having to change careers and they don't want to. They're having to really self-evaluate, as you did when you were going through with the loss of your father and having to advocate for your mom. So what are some mental health support services that the program is offering right now?
Okay, so right now we have mental health counseling and referrals. So that consists of us seeing students and also community members. So any student that comes through the TSU Shape, if we assess them and they have a need for other services, then there is a referral that we give them to go to the University Counseling Center because they counsel all TSU enrolled students. Okay. But the community members, they stay with us at TSU Shape. So they can get in-house counseling through a licensed clinical social worker, and we also have a psychiatrist.
Okay.
And so that also could consist of a community referral, like to a community counseling center if needed.
So, for example, like right now, many children are homeschooled and they don't have access to their counselor at school. Would they be able to come to the TSU Shape Initiative to receive those supports? Would they be able to? And what are the ages and things of that nature?
So the age, we have two programs. So it's a TSU Shape Initiative, is just the general umbrella. I work for TSU Shape Change. We cater to 18 and up. We have a YES program, so this is our Youth Empowerment Services program. It's 13 to 17-year-olds. But both programs deal with both age ranges. So for students or parents that are trying to access our services, what we did over the summer, because when the pandemic hit, we wanted to make sure that we were aligned to what's going on in society. So we developed an automated system. So we developed different links for individuals to go to our link tree. And if they want to set up an appointment, they can hit the link for an appointment, or they can do a referral for the mental health.
Okay.
They can find out who we are. They can register for a mental health webinar or whatever that we have going on at that time. So our link tree is like a gateway to empowerment, because all of those links back to us for the services that they need, and we'll push that out to them.
Oh, that's awesome. So the age groups would be 13 through 18. So it's kind of like maybe middle school through high school, and they can get that counseling support and that mental health support. Yes. And not only them, the parents can get it. So if right now, me and we're trying this online school, it's not working, we having some family problems right now, I can come to this initiative and I could get a counseling support from my family to kind of help us come up with some coping strategies so we can get through this. Is that something that we can do?
Yes, that is correct. TSU Shape is here to provide any type of services that you need. If we aren't able to provide that service, we will find a referral that's effective to meet your needs. But right now, students, parents, family members, cousins can all contact us for mental health services.
And that, I'm telling you, you have no idea how awesome that is, just being my experience working in the education system, because we have, let's just say, a campus of 1,200, and I've been in this industry almost 20 years, and counselors are so inundated with so many other things. They have schedules they have to put out. They have to prepare for testing. And even though they're assigned to kids within the grade level, the amount of time that they actually have to render the counseling support, it's a very small margin. So just having this resource is something that parents can use even after kids are released to go back to school. And these are trained mental professionals that do this consistently on a daily basis, not necessarily like a counselor in the school. The counselors are trained, you know, and they know how to counsel. And many of the counselors in school districts have a innate heart and desire to want to. It's just that our system is kind of it's not formed the way for them to be able to render the services that they signed up to do in many cases.
Right.
So especially when you have one counselor assigned to so many students.
Right, and let me hone in on that if I can, because I like what you just talked about. So that's where programs such as the TSU Shape Initiative
Mhm.
comes into place, because we can either fill that gap or expand that gap. Because you're right, TSU has over 7,200 students that they register each year. That's a lot of students just for the University Counseling Center to handle alone, but TSU Shape is there to help them as well.
Okay, so excellent point. So if you're a student at Texas Southern University and
Mhm.
you're on campus, if you're a student at the University of Houston,
Yes.
you can come to
Mhm.
the TSU Shape Initiative. And that is very important because I've also attended University of Houston, and the diversity is there.
Yes.
At the same time, as an African American female, I desire to receive counseling support from someone in my community. So if
Mhm.
I'm dealing with things, there are certain things that are particular to our community. And
Correct.
a counselor that has grown up in my community can understand when I'm saying, uh, and someone else may say, that's just not normal. But if you grew up in my neighborhood, in my community,
Wow.
you understand when I'm telling you,
Mhm.
these are the things that's going on in my household. So if you are a student that may be going to a campus that does not display that level of diversity, the
Mhm.
TSU Shape Initiative may give you the services that you need.
Yes.
Now that leads us to our next thing. In terms of the financial benefits, we talked about this in our onset of our conversation as we were preparing for this meeting. What are some of the current TSU Shape Initiative resources? Before we talk about the financial, we want to talk about the ones virtually
Okay.
to the community, because right now everybody's in a virtual space, and that's good because we need to remain safe. And what are those that are also financial to those students? What are some things, because right now we're kind of like in terms of food, there's some
Right.
food scarcity going on, and of
Mhm.
course with a lot of benefits kind of being cut off, and
Mhm.
our political system being in a deadlock in terms of making certain decisions, families are still trying to move forward and
Mhm.
survive. So what are some things that TSU Shape Initiative can render in that way?
Okay, and I'm glad you brought up the food part, because I think I read somewhere a couple of weeks ago, 73% of African American college students did not have access to the emergency funds that they needed. So
Wow.
something that we're trying to address at Texas Southern University is the food shortage. So we are planning a back to school event in September. We don't have a definite date yet, but that will come soon. But the goal is to provide those students with fresh food from the Houston Food Bank, and also they may be able to qualify for like a scholarship program through the Houston Food Bank, where they can go in with that SNAP card twice a month to a uh, place that takes that card. It could be a food, it could be those gardens that they have set around. I think they have one on the Palm Center. They have
Okay.
a farmer's market. That's what I'm
Okay.
trying to say. So they can take that card to the farmer's market twice a month and get groceries. So it's an ongoing thing. So
Okay.
although we're having the event on the 19th, we want to make sure that we feed them continuously through, especially throughout the pandemic. So that's one of the financial resources that we have for food,
Okay.
in regards to food. The other resources that we have, we also do sexual health screenings,
Okay.
because there's a big need to address that as well, in Texas and also in Harris County. I believe in 2019, the Houston Chronicle came out with an article stating that Harris County was still leading in STD rates. So
Wow.
we know that there's a need for screening for HIV, viral hepatitis, and syphilis. So we do all of those things free. We will start to do the self-test because of the social distance, to keep our staff protected and individuals. If somebody wants to get screened for HIV, then they can do an at-home self-test. So that's coming up soon. So they'll be able to access that virtually, set up an appointment, and it's free. It comes with a brief training, like a pre-training, and then a post-training afterwards. So we would guide those individuals from the beginning to the end.
And I'm grateful that you are sharing this with us. And I'm looking forward to a continued partnership as we continue to press forward, because we're doing it for our community, because somebody helped us. So we're just paying it forward.
Yes, that's always the issue. We got help to be where we are today. But again, thank you, Dr. KiKi, for letting me come and educate everybody about the TSU Shape and all the wonderful services that we have, and that wonderful Department of Social Work at TSU Shape, at Texas Southern University. Awesome. But thank you. It really feels good to be able to use this platform to help people, because that's what it's all about.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So keep pushing, keep rebelling, and until we meet again, thank you to everyone that's logged in for another workshop Wednesday. Until we meet again, see you next week.